Hello everyone and welcome back to my kitchen. Peach season is here, one of my favorite times of the year, and today I wanted to show you an incredible cake that's going to be perfect for end of summer. We'll be making a peach shortcake cake with vanilla cinnamon cake layers, whipped cream frosting, and loads of sweet juicy peaches. Peaches are one of my favorite summertime fruits. I mean, you just cannot go wrong with adding them to an incredible cake. We're going to get started with those vanilla cinnamon cake layers. I like to add just a touch of cinnamon to give the cake a little something extra, and then once the cake layers are cooled, we're going to make a fluffy whipped cream frosting with cream cheese and then assemble the cake with diced sweet peaches, add some more on the top. You guys are going to be in peach cake heaven with this incredible cake. It is so incredibly simple, elegant, and delicious, perfect for any special occasion. For the full list of ingredients and the printable instructions, don't forget to head on down into that video description box. I'm going to have everything on my website, including this recipe with metric measurements. Meanwhile, let's get started on this stunning cake. Start by preheating your oven to 350 degrees Fahrenheit, and ideally you want it to be at 350 for at least 15 minutes before you put those cake layers in, so it's nice and hot. We're going to line 3 8-inch cake pans with some parchment paper. You can also use this recipe with 2 9-inch cake pans. We're going to set these aside for now and get started on that incredible cake batter. We'll need 4 large eggs at room temperature. Add those into a large mixing bowl, along with 1 cup of buttermilk, 1 cup of light cooking oil. You can also use olive oil or melted unsalted butter, 1 cup of white granulated sugar, and 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract. Grab a mixer or a whisk and whisk everything together for a few minutes until the eggs are well beaten and you have a smooth mixture. For our dry ingredients, we're going to need 2 cups of all-purpose flour. I'm going to add in 1 teaspoon of ground cinnamon. If you want extra cinnamon flavor, you can add up to 2 teaspoons for this recipe. Add 2 teaspoons of baking soda, 2 teaspoons of baking powder, and half a teaspoon of sea salt. I like to use a fine mesh strainer as a sifter. We're going to sift the dry ingredients into the cake batter, and then give them a really quick mix with the mixer for about a minute or 2 until you have a smooth batter. I recommend using a kitchen scale to divide the cake batter evenly between the 3 pans. And this way you don't have to guess, you know exactly how much batter is in each pan. These cake layers are ready for the oven. They're going to bake at 350 degrees Fahrenheit for about 23 to 25 minutes until a toothpick inserted into the center comes out clean. Let them cool in the pans for about 5-7 minutes and then transfer onto a wire rack. Make sure you remove that parchment paper off the bottom. Let these cake layers cool down completely before you start to assemble the cake. I usually put mine into the refrigerator if I have some space so that they cool down a little bit faster. Next up, we're going to make that fluffy whipped cream frosting. It's one of my favorites, and it's so delicious with this cake. We'll start with 16 ounces or 2 8-ounce packages of cream cheese that's been softened at room temperature. Drop that into a large mixing bowl. Beat the cream cheese by itself for a few minutes until it's creamy, smooth, and no clumps remain. Make sure to stop and scrape down the sides of your mixing bowl periodically. Make sure you don't have any clumps of cream cheese anywhere. Next, we'll add in 2 cups of confectioner's sugar, 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. And this is optional, but if you have some peach extract on hand, you can add this. Add a little peachy flavor. And I like to add just a little sprinkle of cinnamon, add a little bit more flavor to the frosting. Cream this all together. We'll need 2.5 cups of very nicely chilled heavy cream. You want to add this about half a cup at a time and give it a good mix after each addition. Once you've added in all your cream, keep whisking until you get stiff peaks. For our peach filling, we're going to need about 3 to 4 large peaches. We're going to dice them into little small pieces that will fit nicely inside the cake. Drop the peaches into a little mixing bowl and keep them on the side. My cake layers have been chilling in the fridge and they are completely cooled. I'm going to grab a long serrated knife. We're going to level off the top of each cake layer just to ensure we get a nice and even cake at the end. And of course you can snack on these cake tops as you're putting it together. I find these cake layers already pretty moist, but if you wanted to add like a little syrup and some extra peach flavor, you could soak them with a little bit of cream and then add just like a couple tablespoons of peach liqueur. Or you can of course use peach extract for a non-alcoholic version. And then just grab a little pastry brush and brush that onto the cake layers. And now for the fun part, let's put this cake together. I've transferred some of my frosting into a pastry bag. I am using a French tip number 8. I'm going to pipe the frosting onto the cake today. We're going to start with that first cake layer. I'm going to pipe the frosting like along the edges because I want to do like a open side, naked, rustic kind of cake today. And then this way you'll see some really beautiful frosting on the sides. Sprinkle in some of those diced peaches. Garnish the top with more frosting. Add some of those diced peaches right on the top. You'll want to refrigerate the cake for a little while to allow that frosting to set up, and then grab a knife. Let's slice into this stunning cake. Well, let's see what this cake looks like on the inside. Check out those incredible layers. Isn't this an incredible and stunning peach cake? I love how it turned out with the fresh peaches, the whipped cream, those vanilla cake layers. Let's dig in to enjoy. Just want to make a note that this cake, the frosting itself, needs to be refrigerated. It kind of starts to melt, especially during the warmer summer months. So try to keep it in your fridge until you're ready to serve. Wow, so much incredible peach flavor. I love that I added a little bit of that peach extract into the whipped cream frosting. It has a really nice kick of peach flavor, and then you have the fresh peaches on the inside. This whipped cream frosting is incredible. I love having a touch of cinnamon in this cake as well, in the cake layers and in the frosting. Just adds a little bit of warmth, adds a little bit of like a peach cobbler vibe to the cake too. If you're looking for the perfect end of summer cake, this one is it. This peach cake is so incredibly delicious, really captures all the flavor of this sweet and incredible fruit, really highlights it. It's gonna be perfect for any special occasion. Don't forget to head on down into that video description box for the recipe link. I'm gonna have everything online there for you guys. Thank you so much for watching my latest episode, and I'll see you next time with a new recipe.